Hey guys, it's Yishan here. Today I have a special deck profile for you guys. I won my first big-ish event. It was the North American Remote Duel Extravaganza, and I did it with this deck right here, Zoodiac Tri-Brigade. I already did sort of a very similar deck profile to Crush Cards channel, or the one that I did on Crush Cards channel, and it's pretty much the same, but some crazy stuff happened. So I was going to sort of give my tournament report, just explain the cards, how they worked for me. If you're interested, I'll also stick around and talk about the Trident banning and how that'll affect the deck, and sort of my honest opinions on that, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm always going to give you my honest opinions. But without further ado, let us get into the deck. Now, you might be wondering, first question, you might be saying, Yishan, why do you have a Topologic Trizbana in your extra deck? Well, this card is not good. Don't play in your extra deck. I'm not kidding around with that one. But apparently, I made a little bit of a oopsie on my deck list. The stupid online deck list. I put in a Topologic, or I wanted to put in Topologic Zeraboros. That was my budget replacement for access code. And it worked very well, but round 4 I got a deck check and they told me, actually, Sean, you wrote Topologic Trizbana on your extra deck. And so you can't play this anymore. You have to play Trizbana. So Trizbana was basically useless. One time I sent it off to a Maximus, so that was cool. That saved me an extra deck card. And then I also, midway through round 4, didn't get to play an Appaloosa because apparently I accidentally put 2 double Dragon Lords on my deck list, but then I didn't even have 2 double Dragon Lords. I was just playing with a 14 card extra. So I was playing without 2 extremely important cards. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to recommend that, but I still managed to actually get first place, which is kind of crazy. It's just my day, I guess. But I would not recommend playing these cards. Zeraboros is a fine budget replacement for access code, but I would at least play it. There's that. We'll get to the extra deck later, but just wanted to go over that craziness. So yeah, I mean, I think that's just crazy, but hey, it is what it is, right? So luckily I was still able to win. Not having the Zeraboros did cost me a game, but I mean, it's okay. Still tied that game, and here we are, first place. So I started out with a 3 Tri-Brigade Fractal. I mean, I'm going to go through this stuff. It's pretty standard, by the way, new camera. I love it. I love it. It looks so good. Got 3 Nerval, 3 Kit, and 2 Karis. This is pretty standard. I converted to the 2 Karis. I was always a 3 Karis man from my Lyra Less Tri-Brigade days, and I still believe in 3 Karis in that deck, but you only have 2 other Tri-Beasts in the deck, and that's a Ram and a Rat. So not very much discard stuff for Karis, so I went with this package. I only played the 2 Zoos, learned this from Sam. He was like, listen, don't put too many extra Zoos in your deck. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't need the Whiptail, never need the Whiptail. Glad I didn't brick on it. Played an Upstart Goblin instead, 40th card, we'll get to that there. But yeah, you only need these 2, so it was great. I think you should play the least amount you can. They're sort of bricks, depending on what you draw, and you sort of just want to have them in your deck for tanky searches. Played 3 Driver or 3 Cam and a Driver, not the other way around, that would be crazy. This is just great. These are, this hand trap was great all day. I have no complaints. I mean, I did draw it at times where it was useless, but it was so powerful when it resolved. So yeah, just a huge shout out, to Sideframe Driver and Gamma, the package themselves. And then I played Triple Ash, just a standard, good against everything, good disruption going second. And then I played the 1 Crow. I searched this quite a few times off Shureg. I was certainly surprised that a lot of lists weren't running it. I would recommend running this card. It's even good when you hard draw. Honestly, I want to side more of it. I'll be honest with you. This card's really good. It was very effective today in the Drytron. A lot of Drytrons. People do love their Drytrons and their rituals, so great to search off Shureg, and sometimes it's just good to open. So can't complain there. Would recommend it. I might even side more, to be honest. And then I played Triple Desires. Fantastic. I mean, it sort of conflicted with Gamma, but not really, because a lot of times you use Gamma going second, and so by that time you don't really care. If you're going first, you can just put the Gamma back with like a Fair Jet. So yeah, this was totally the right choice to play these power cards. Really liked it. Helped me win a lot of games. When you draw Desires in this deck, it feels so good. I mean, sometimes one time I almost ran out, but honestly, it wasn't that big a deal. And then I played 3 Tanky, which is the best spell in the deck. A lot of people thought they might hit Tanky. That's certainly possible, but you know, Tanky is just good for Fractal. hitting Trident just sort of hits the Zoodiac Tri-Brigade. Unfortunately, it didn't get much time in the sun, but it is what it is. So really, really good because it searches Rats or your Fractal. And then instead of the Whiptail, I played the one Upstart. Funny story about this. It came in clutch once. I drew a Tanky off it, so it was much, much better than a Whiptail. So the 39 card clutch factor. One time I activated this, my opponent drolled me, and then my hand was still a brick anyway, so I just set a bunch of cards and passed. So it's sort of like baited out droll. Obviously, the one reason not to play this card is because of droll and Lockbird, and I almost side this card out every games 2 and 3. Just because there's better cards, but yeah, that was a funny story. I sort of got a droll and sort of also played 39 cards. Really like the Upstart Goblin. So yeah, the only thing is droll, but you know, Upstart is Upstart sometimes, so that's good. And then I played one Called By. I mean, this was good when it resolved. I never hit a Lancey with it. I had a couple of hand traps. I used it for defense a couple of times. And then one Barrage. Just a power card. Honestly, Barrage is sort of better going second or just giving you a free Trident. But it's good. It's good, and it sort of can surprise Zeus or surprise Dryden somebody, so I liked it. Barrage was pretty good. And then we had 3 Revolt. I saw some people play 2, and then I'm like, you know what, just play 3 of this card. If you draw this card and you have Fractal, like, it's so hard for your opponent to stop you. Like, oh, do I Ash Fractal? Do I Ash this? Like, it's just, if you draw this, you can play. You know, like, it's so hard to hand trap you if you draw this. So that was nice. And then I played Triple Strike. I cited this out going second a lot because there's not really many like, oh, I activate something then chain strike when going second to break a board, but it's just such a powerful trap card. If I needed cards decided, I would take it out, but this card is so powerful, just so generically good. It's sort of good in every situation, and sometimes I regretted taking it out because this card is just so good. It just hits everything, and then I played the triple imperm. I mean, this was fine today. I didn't really draw too much as a hand trap. I honestly just used it a lot going second, you know, just imperming some stuff on the board, trying to do combos. It was a pretty good card though. I mean, I won't complain about it, I guess. But it was a fine card, and then I played the one Imperial Order, which won me a game. So yeah. I mean, it's just I drew it once, going first, flip it, GG. So probably, I don't know what they were doing when they eroded this card. Sorry to my opponent that I flipped this on, but I mean, I'm going to take the free wins if Konami offers them to me. So yeah, let's go through the extract real quick. So I originally played an Appaloosa and a Zeraboros. Obviously, I'm just going to ignore this for now. This card, don't ever play this card in this deck. This was just a access code replacement to Zeraboros, and it worked fine, actually. I was using it a lot. I wish I used it more. It was sort of hard to kill people later in the tournament without like a Link 4 like this. So there's that. Yeah, Appaloosa was great. The problem with not having Appaloosa for 4.5 rounds was I would open like Zoodiac, Rat, or like Tenki plus Tri-Brigade, but I didn't know what to do because like that whole board is supposed to play like with Appaloosa and a bunch of extra cards. I didn't really quite know what to do. A lot of times I just searched for Fractal. It was certainly really awkward. I would definitely recommend you having cards like this in your deck. Access code is probably better than Zeraboros, but hey, it's a fine budget replacement. And then I played the one Almirage. I mean, thank God I didn't miswrite this on my extra. You just need this card to play sometimes. Like you can sort of start playing without these two, but if you don't have the Almirage, you're going to be in trouble for those Kit Nerval hands. And then the other non-Tri-Brigade links, I played one Ancient Warriors Double Dragon Lords, really good. Honestly, it would have been good. I could have also won my round 7 tie. If I just had a second one of these that I could have put in my extra deck, but I didn't. So that's all right. Yeah, and then Desperate Doom Eagle, super good today. Just helped me make the Zeraboros a lot. So good against Dractron. It's like a second disruption against Dractron. If you can stop Dractron, then you start shuffling their stuff back into the deck. It's actually really hard for them to come back. So a lot of my opponents didn't see this coming, and that was a really good way, and it just helped kill for game quite a bit. So that's that. And then for the Tri-Brigade links, I played one Bear Brum, excuse me. I keep calling it Bear Bloom. One Rugal, one Fairyjet. You definitely need to play all 3. I made this guy so much by linking off Tri-Brigade and a Rampager, a Bear Broom. And then you need 2 Shuraig. There was like a time where I wish I had a 3rd, but it would have been fine if I just had the Zeraboros or an extra double Dragon Lords in my deck. So there's that. And then the Zoodiac package is pretty standard. I would recommend playing all of these. You need all of these for the combo and then board book for the Zeus. I used them all today. Let's talk Dryden. This card is going to be banned soon. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. If you guys want my honest opinion, this deck is much worse without Trident, much worse. It's like going to cost you probably a game or two. Maybe less, maybe more, but like just not having Trident is probably going to cost you a game or two in a long term. And frankly, that's kind of like unacceptable. Like I would have lost a couple more games today for sure if Trident didn't exist. It sort of ruins the whole point of playing the Zoo engine, which is this engine that's so hard to hand trap and still can end on disruption, plus fuels your grave. I mean, now that you can't end on disruption, it's not as good, but you can still play it, but maybe there's another way to build the deck. I'm not sure, but Trident, it's tough. I mean, the deck's going to be worse. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The deck is going to be worse. Not super much, but significantly, like a game or two every 8-round tournament, which is a lot, actually. So there is that. And then we've got the side deck. I played 2 Lancia. I drew it once, and it really was fine. I mean, I just didn't draw it that much. I don't know, Lancia seems, I mean, it was good. I played a Dino, so like it was good, but I didn't draw it. Played a couple Tri-Brigades, good, but I drew it once against Tri-Brigade, but it was basically like an imperm. But you know, it was this or Nib, and Nib I don't know if would have done anything either, so shout out to my special person that suggested these to me. So I played 2 Droll, love the card, love the Droll. Just, you need this against Drytron. And I drew it against Drytron a couple times and won. So it's not like an instant win, but it helps a lot. Going second, it's really like one of the few hand traps that does something. Fingertops. This was a great idea. I again copied from my first place deck, which you can check below. I'll link it in the description. There's another first place RDI deck list by my man Mr. Chang. So check that out below. But he was like, just play Fingertops because it's so broken. And I was like, you know what, you're right. And so I played this and it was just like, it was so good. I drew it a couple times because I cited him going second so much. And it was just a house of a card. Really recommend it in a mid-range deck like this. Just super, super good because it sort of works well with hand traps. I can hand trap them, hit them with the Fingertops, attack, get rid of their last stuff, and then just combo off that way. That was really, really cool. And then I played Triple Dark Ruler. Honestly, I never drew this. I'm not even sure it's good enough. It's good against Dragon Link if they don't go hot red, tidying, but I just never drew this going second, so I can't really say much about this card. Sometimes I wish it was just another Droll, a Lancia, and like a red reboot or something, but honestly this was fine. And then I played some back removal, Triple Twin, and a Harpies. Twin came in once or twice. I think these are actually good in the Zoodiac Tri-Brigade mirror. Just because if they sometimes only end on Appaloosa or just one thing, and if you just get rid of those revolts and maybe have a chance to play. But yeah, you know, Twin in my final match was great, although my opponent sort of bricked, so the Twin was just like icing on the cake. And then I played Triple Anti-Spell. I drew it a couple times going first and then just won me the game. Sometimes this card's not good, but like, you know, okay, I go tanky, add Fractal, Droll. Okay, I normal summon Ram, set a couple of this, pass, activate. You're like, well, my hand's all spelled, I have to pass the turn, and then, you know, you just get to go again. So I like free wins. This card gives you free wins sometimes, and it's part of the reason why I'm playing Twin, I think. I'm expecting people to side this in against me. But yeah, that is it, guys. So, yeah, if you're still here, please consider subscribing. Always got educational content for you guys. Check out my TCG player link in the description below. And until next time, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.